This news just broke on this situation, and I'm gonna, make another video about, the Liv Morgan issue. So it seems like Liv Morgan had a stalker that's just been arrested. Now, I don't know anything about, the situation. I haven't had time to dig deep into what's going on, but you already know I'm gonna put the information in the description, and I'm gonna post some stuff about it in the video that you can pause and read. But it just goes to show, Liv Morgan had a stalker, and I'm pretty sure these other women wrestlers have stalkers as well that we don't know about. You can't tell me Rhea Ripley doesn't have a stalker. You can't tell me Bianca doesn't have a stalker. I think I might do a video going further in that, but back then, the internet, and I'm talking like Attitude Era type stuff, when they were doing, bra and panties matches, and you had Sable doing all her stuff. Like, the internet wasn't as big as it is now and accessible. So you could damn near find out where anyone lives and all kind of stuff about these celebrities now. So, it just gave me the thought that, a lot of these wrestlers need to protect themselves. And, how can they do that? They share, rappers, these, I would say, drill rappers, gangster rappers who, being beef and, they getting shot up and stuff. A lot of the times, these rappers share their location, and what'll happen is they'll post their location or post what they're doing online at some store or at the mall or something, and then their ops will come get them. But just because off of a post, they might take a picture somewhere and they recognize the background, or some of these rappers tag the location that they say. They might say, oh, I'm at Luigi's Sports Bar or something like that, and boom, 10, 20 minutes later, their killer is stalking them. Look at Fulio, look at, I don't know about Quando Rondo and them, but they definitely had a lot of people, a lot of rappers get killed for sharing their location. And of course, the wrestlers, you sort of know what city they're going to be in because they're performing. But, we do see a lot of these wrestlers, if they're going to be in San Antonio for Raw Monday, they might arrive, a day or two earlier, and, they're on the Riverwalk, they're at the mall, they're just, out shopping, and, they're posting every move they're making online. Now, what would be smart, I see Bianca do this a lot, and I see Rhea sort of do this a lot, where they'll take a lot of photos and stuff, and once they leave that location, then they're posted. You'll see a lot of them say, oh, I forgot to post, or they try to play it off. And they're smart about not posting their location at that certain time. But 50 to 70% of the time, these other wrestlers who are established are posting what they're doing at the moment. Like Roxanne Perez, I forgot who her boyfriend is, but he's in Louisiana, and she posted they were doing some fishing, or I don't think it was hunting. I think they were fishing or something like that. And she posted it right then and there. Now, if she had a stalker, who was in Louisiana, boom, he got you fishing, or he got you in the woods. I mean, They look like they were ducked off in the boondocks somewhere. So, you know, you just got to be mindful. And I think Liv has a big property, like 9 acres or something like that. Some kind of farm or something. I'm pretty sure she has security. But, you know, does she have, you know, bodyguards on her property 24/7? I doubt it. But, you know, I think this is a wake-up call for these superstars and divas to, you know, not post your location of where you're at in that moment. You know, at least, you know, you can post, you know, where you've been at or what you did, you know, after you already leave the place. You know, if you're sitting down, having dinner, having lunch, you know, don't be so quick just to take a picture of the food and post the restaurant instantly, but before you eat. You know, take the pictures, do whatever you got to do. And, you know, the moment y'all get in that car and ready to pull off, you know, then post it, because you'll be long gone out of that location. I mean, they have millions of fans. You know, out of those millions of fans, man, you gonna have, you know, at least 1,000 stalkers. Like, that's crazy to think about that, but really, y'all, you know, they need to think about that. You know, stop posting your location. Now, you know, what I'm gonna do with the Liv Morgan situation, all of that information is gonna be down in the description box. And let that be a wake-up call, especially for the divas. Let that be a wake-up call.